Have you ever struggled with the feeling of, am I useful? What is my purpose and how valuable am I? Well, I'm here to tell you, you're very valuable and you're very useful and God can use you. And that's the topic this week, how God can take an ordinary person and do extraordinary things. All through Scripture, we see where God used ordinary people to accomplish extraordinary tasks. Why, he used Moses, who was a person who had difficulty speaking, to free an entire nation. He used a shepherd boy to change the course of history. He used fishermen. He used farmers. He even used a poor carpenter and a peasant girl to raise Jesus Christ here on earth. Why, don't think that you're not valuable. And don't think that you're just an ordinary person, because trust me, God can use you. You know, God can use us all. But we have to remember a couple things first. One is, we have to be willing to be used by God. Another is, it doesn't have to be some great, monumental, historical task. It could be something very simple that God uses us for that could change a lot of things eternally for someone else. Whether it's big jobs or simple tasks, whether we see the outcome immediately or we never see the outcome at all while we're here on earth, God can use us. Like I said earlier, before God can use you, you got to be willing to go. Let me tell you what the prophet Isaiah said in Isaiah chapter 6, verse 8. Also I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send, and who will go for us? And then I said, here am I, send me. You know, it's nice to be able to see great outcomes. Take the life of Billy Graham, a North Carolina native, the son of a dairy farmer, who ended up being known worldwide for his faith in God. And God used him in a mighty way. But it doesn't have to be on that kind of scale. It could be something as simple as sharing a message with a coworker, or sharing a message with a stranger that you share an elevator with. God can use you at any time, in any way. You just got to be available, listening for him, and be willing to act. Sometimes simple tasks can have lasting effects. A little sparrow could be flying by and drop an acorn. And because of the location that acorn fell, it could grow into a mighty oak that would provide a lot of homes for a lot of little sparrows. You know, that little sparrow may not have ever known what he done, but that doesn't change the outcome of what happened. Never make excuses that God can't use you. Never say, I'm too weak, or I'm not well spoken, or I don't know the Bible good enough. Because God can use you, and he can equip you for the task that he's calling you for. Let me read you a little verse here out of 1 Corinthians chapter 1, right here in verse 27. And God has chosen the weak things of the world to put to shame the things which are mighty. You are very useful to God. Have you ever heard that saying, to be useful, you had to be willing, ready, and able? Well, for God to use you, you have to be willing, ready, and available. God bless you this coming week.